Hi everyone, the market is above 7,700. What's next for it? What's next for the PSEI and your stocks by request? We've factored in the top stocks that you've requested via social media and my website marvingirmo.com, and we will analyze them for today. So I hope you guys are good and well. I hope that you guys are having a great start to your weekend. I for one had an amazing time. I not only traded the markets today, but I was in a seminar where I wasn't the lecturer or the speaker, I was the attendee. So it's nice also to allot the time to learn. No? I for one, even if I do a lot of talks, I set aside the time to at least attend 25 seminars a year. As I do that, it's not just about stock investing seminars that I attend, trading, investing seminars, but also seminars related to business, seminars that will allow me to enhance my skills as an entrepreneur, because I don't know, you can never go as far as what you know here, because the more you know up here, the greater decisions you will make as well when it comes to your business or your investments. And I encourage you, when you stop learning, you fail to build skills and you fail to grow as a whole. So never stop learning, never stop feeding yourself, because you can, what you feed lives and what you starve dies. If you feed as much information into you as possible, it's like a seed. It will just keep on growing until it bears fruit. Alright, so now let's break down the market first, then let's go to your top stocks that you sent via social media. So the PSEI went up. No, it was above 7,700 at the opening, which at the closing today, which is pretty much pretty good in a way that we're back at 7,700, which used to be the support, now becomes, which used to be the resistance, and now it's the new support level. Should we stay above 7,700? Now the question is that enough to bring the market, to bring the PSEI back and away from the downtrend? The answer is not yet. It somehow shows us that somewhere near 7.5 a support has started to form, because that's where the bounce happened, no? But in terms of escaping the downtrend, we have not escaped the downtrend yet. Meaning, we've stopped from falling, but there's no evidence yet that the downtrend is over, and there's no evidence yet that there's a reversal coming. So why am I saying this? For those who are tracking, that there's a possible reversal in the market, there's two things that I want to watch. Number one is, I really believe it must break out of 7.9. If it breaks out of 7.9, it will go to around 8,200, which is the next resistance. So resistance is 7.9, 8.1, 8.2. 8.1 brings us back to the long support, long and strong support. 8.2 is the 8,200 is the strong resistance that we have right now. So if it breaks past that, we now reverse and turn bullish. So for those who are watching, where we can see the market turn from bearish to bullish, I really believe that it must break out of 8,200 first before we see a reversal. But several signs that you are seeing more buyers, more bulls coming in is stays above 7.7, breaks out of 7.9, and breaks out of 8.1. Those are key numbers to watch out for those watching the market. So another thing that I'd like to mention is, one of the reasons why we went up as well is two things. Number one, the RSI is showing us that the market's oversold already, which for quick traders is pretty much a good sign as well of movements, because the market went down so fast. Then we are seeing also a change in direction in some of the price and movement indicators. So is a change in direction enough to show us that it's reversing? Not yet. We just now have two indicators telling us that there's a semblance of weakness already in terms of the sellers. But other than that, that's just it. Alright, so more updates on what's happening in the PSEI. I'll keep posting more and more videos about it. So before the stocks by request, let me update you as well on how do I put this, the next sessions of Stock Smarts. May 2 to 6, I will be in Singapore for technical and fundamental analysis. So if you're from Singapore, comment below. I'll send you the link on how you can actually join us for that session. Then after that, Icon 2018 Investment Conference 2018. It's the largest conference here in the Philippines that's passionate all about investing and businesses, and it features people that you will only hear in Icon, like Randall Chongson. He only speaks in Icon. He does not speak in other conferences. We have Rex Mendoza, Dodong Kakanando, June Neri, Marilyn Faustino, Denise Kakanando, Jai Ferrer, and so much more. What I like about it is you have different flavors, different people who have different expertise sharing on what they know and what they're passionate about, with one main goal: to help you guys so that you just reach your goals of financial freedom. So I hope to see you there. I'll post the link below if you guys are asking on how you can actually register for it, but it will be in Samsung Hall. Then June naman, I will be in Melbourne, Australia, June 9 to 11. That will be my first seminar in Melbourne. If you guys were following the previous seminars, so I was there in Sydney 2016 and 2017, so we're doing Melbourne for the first time this year. So it's exciting. I've heard the culture in Melbourne is amazing. Coffee is amazing, beef is amazing, and there's so much for me to look forward to there. No, if you guys have been following also the videos, I like to eat. It's just fun to eat, so I'm excited to see how the beef, the vegetables, and of course the coffee is there. So if you're from Melbourne, Australia, June 9 to 11, we will have Stock Smarts Melbourne. Then back to Manila again for the next batch of Stock Smarts Manila seminar. So the 3rd, 4th, and 5th week of June will be all about Stock Smarts Manila. So if you're from Manila and want to learn how to trade the markets with ease and confidence, join us this June. Then July, it will be Stock Smarts Doha, Qatar. It will not be, it's not the full course yet, but we will have modules there about trading and investing. Then at the end of July, we will have Stock Smarts Hong Kong. The last time I did a talk there was 2014, so it's fitting and it's nice just to come back. It's been 5 years since I did a talk. I've been going to Hong Kong for quite some time, but mostly vacations and just to eat. But this time it's nice to be back. 3 sessions of technical analysis will be there. Then 2nd week of August, Stock Smarts Iloilo. So those are our sessions so far. If you guys are from the area, or if you guys are from other cities around the world and want to know more about stocks, comment below so we can make something also there. If you guys are new, this is my passion. I love trading the markets. I love investing, but it's also fun to have the privilege and the honor to share this. And you guys who have attended the previous seminars, thank you so much. You guys are, I don't know, you've played a big role in how I have lived my life as well. So it's just fun that you see people who attended 2013, 2014, 2015, and how it has impacted their portfolio right now. And it's nice to see people who started with 100,000 and now hit their millions. People have millions, trade multi-millions now, and it's just amazing to be part of that growth, because I really believe that the next wave of Filipino multimillionaires will be this generation. I believe that this generation has something to give, and we have something that the previous generation of Filipinos have never seen before. We are the ones who will shape this country for the better. So whether you're an OFW, whether you're a businessman here, you're a professional, it's amazing that we get to see Filipinos just change the narrative of how things are done. Alright, so let me go through stocks by request. So for those who are new to this Facebook page or this YouTube channel, because I dually upload this, now if you want to watch it in YouTube, it's there. You can subscribe, so at least you get a semblance of all of the listed videos there. And Facebook also, in my page Marvin Germo, all of the videos that we've created are there. So these are the top stocks that you guys requested. So I tried to segregate some of the stocks, because the context of this now is, since the market has dropped, there are a lot of stocks that are oversold that have started to somehow bounce. It doesn't mean that they're actually bullish already, but they've just bounced because they're oversold as well, similar to what's happening to the index. So I guess the first 5 or 6 stocks are stocks that have been battered already and have gone down, and the past few days they've hit some sort of candlesticks that are relatively bullish. Again, they do not denote that they are reversing upward already. It does not denote that it's breaking out. It does not also denote that it's in an uptrend, but it's just saying that, hey, it stopped from falling as of this point in time. Alright, so the first one is Eagle Cement. For those who are new to the market, Eagle Cement, of course, is into the cement industry. They're under the San Miguel group. What's interesting about Eagle is that let me show you the charts here. By the way, I use use a Singaporean software called Chart Nexus. So this is pretty much the chart of Eagle Cement. So I'll show you the chart here first, so at least for those who are watching, you get to see where this is coming from. Then I'll give you the numbers as we speak now. So as you see over here, there's Eagle Cement is close to the resistance already. So the resistance of Eagle Cement is at 15.7 pesos per share. No? So all of the parameters from price and momentum oscillators are denoting that Eagle is bullish, short, mid, and long term. So if you are following those parameters, there's still no sell signal as of this point in time. The candlesticks are still bullish. Moving averages are also bullish. Crosses have been there showing that it's bullish now. Position trader, no sell signal yet for Eagle Cement. If you're a quick trader, please reference this 15.7 pesos per share. I repeat, if you are a quick trader, watch out for 15.7 pesos per share, because if Eagle does not break it, that's a first break it upward, that's already a first sign for you to take profits. I repeat, if Eagle does not break 15.7 pesos per share, that's already your first signal, first trigger to take profits. It's not wrong already to sell at that point in time, because that's been a resistance that Eagle has not broken out from since July last year. So it's somehow a 9-month resistance for Eagle Cement. So quick traders, the failure to break out of 15.7, there's no shame in taking profits at those levels. For position traders, there's no sell signal yet. But for quick traders, so if it somehow breaks out of 15.7, stays above 15.7, you can adjust your target price to the resistance that I pointed out. It's at 16.35 pesos per share. So breakout from 15.7, target price is 16.35 pesos per share for the short term. So we have Eagle Cement. The second stock that I'd like to point out is SM Prime. So just to clarify, Eagle has been moving up. It started to go up somewhere around the start of April, no? So it's in a different bucket as compared to the next stocks that I'm going to discuss to you. SM Prime Holdings naman, on the other hand, is the opposite. It's been battered since February this year. It dropped, no, similar, kasabay siya ng index sa pagbagsak. So you see it from this semblance that from this chart, that here's the drop of SM Prime Holdings, and now a few weeks ago it started to consolidate at this level. So the levels that it started to consolidate from gives you a 33 to 35 range, and somehow somehow it started to consolidate around 32 to 33 pesos per share. So the upward movement that you're seeing in SM Prime Holdings for the past 3 days is, number one, because it bounced from the 32 33 levels, which has protected the market. Please take note of this. Similar to the index, no, SM Prime is still in a downtrend. It still hasn't fully reversed, but similar to the index, SM Prime Holdings is showing us a change in direction upward. It's also showing us that it bounced from oversold levels. Key thing to watch out for SM Prime Holdings is there's a resistance at around 34.5 pesos per share. So why am I saying this? At 34.5 pesos per share, if SM Prime does not hold and you bought at 32, it can be a trigger point already for you to take profits. I repeat, if it fails to break out 34.5, it can be a trigger point for you already to take profits. That's around 6.87% already from the bounce at the 32 levels already. So please take note, failure to break out for 34.5, that can be a trigger for you to take profits, especially for those who bought at around 32 levels per share, at 32 pesos. However, if it breaks out from 34.5, the next area where it can possibly go to is the strongest resistance, which is at 35.5 pesos per share. So I hope you guys are taking note of this, no? So every time I do the videos, please take note, because I don't edit the videos. There's no visual representation in all of this. So I just hope it helps you take down notes, or at least you have your charts open so you get to practice. Because for those who've been following me, I'm not a big fan of spoon feeding. I really like you guys to learn things in general also, and then you also plot the charts. Because at the end of the day, investing in the stock market is about you plotting the charts by yourself. The technical analysis is the best way to trade the markets, but the best way to also make money from it is if you know what you're getting into and you know how it's plotted, so you get to find the buying and selling signals there as well. So we've talked about Eagle, which is now hitting the resistance. We've talked about SM Prime, which is still bearish but trying to move past the resistance as well. Next stock is MPI, which is also in the same boat as SM Prime Holdings. Look at the chart of Mega World. So this is the downward movement that we've seen for Mega World, and then this is its very short consolidation period that it started to bounce here. So the bounce was at 4.4 pesos per share. So for those who bought at 4.4, please take note that there's a resistance at around 5.1 pesos per share. I repeat, the bounce was around 4.4 pesos per share, and there's a resistance at 5.1. So what you need to watch out for is as it starts to move up, and it fails to break out of 5.5 pesos or 5.1 pesos per share, that can be a trigger for you already to take profits on the stock. So for position traders, pretty much the trend for Mega World, similar to SM Prime, still bearish. So as of this point in time, we have no buy signal yet for Mega World for position traders. But for quick traders who bought because it was oversold and there was a change in direction from the MACD, watch out for 5.1 pesos per share, because if it fails to break out 5.1 pesos per share, you may take profits already. So Mega World 5.1, fails to break out 5.1, take profits. Breaks out of 5.1, next possible target price is 5.3 pesos per share. Breaks out of 5.3, it could possibly go to 5.9. So 5.1 fails to break out, take profits. Breaks out to 5.1, goes to 5.3, goes above 5.3, you can possibly go to 5.9 pesos per share for the short term. So interesting days for the stock market. Again, the best way to make money is when you buy it relatively cheap, but not just cheap, but when it's bouncing as well. So you have Eagle, SM Prime Holdings, and Mega World. So next one, let's go to MPI, another stock that has been heavily battered. I mentioned this in Bloomberg, that if it fails to hold 5, it can possibly drop, and that's what happened after it failed to hold 5. It retraced to around 4.35 pesos per share. But similar to if you look at it though, what's interesting about stocks is the patterns are almost the same. The stocks are different, but the patterns, the movements never change. Because pagdating sa stock market, when you understand technical analysis, well, it's the best way for you to be able to trade the markets. You see stocks not just about the ticker, but you see it on how the market is saying. So from a trend perspective, similar to SM Prime and Mega World, the stock is still in a downtrend, which after the downtrend, after breaking this area, it started to go down. But similar to Mega World, also look at this, it bounced from 4.3 levels. So there was a person who messaged me, Stephen Ko, was asking where's the next resistance. The next resistance for for MPI now was the previous support at 5. So what you need to watch out for MPI is 5 pesos per share. So as it continues to go up, as it continues to approach 5 pesos per share, it will have a resistance at around 5 pesos. Why am I saying this? Failure to break out from 5, bought at 4.35, bought it was because it was oversold, bought because it was pretty much battered, bought because it bounced from 4.35. You may now take profits at 5 pesos per share. So buying at 4.35, buying at 4.4 because it's oversold will give you a profit of around 16 pesos per share, which is a handsome amount while the market is down as well. So you have to remember, MPI is not those fast-moving stocks like the Vitas, the Nows, but it's something that you buy because you get something because it's oversold as well. So now you have MEG, MPI, SM Prime, and Eagle. Another stock which a lot of people have been asking me is CHP, Cemex. No, Cemex still from a trend perspective is kumbaga, if other stocks are battered, Cemex has been battered strongly at a very strong pace. All indicators are still showing that the stock is bearish. So meaning, kung naipit kayo and you've been holding Cemex for a long time, it may take a while before it goes back to 5, 7, 9, and even pretty much 11, because the trend is pretty much down, trend's pretty much bearish. No indication yet of a reversal. However, the stock similar to Mega World, SM Prime, and MPI have all hit oversold levels. Because it hit oversold levels, the support was around 3.15 pesos per share over here. This is your 3.15 level. You have your 3.15 support here. For those who saw it, there was a buy signal over here because it held its ground from oversold levels over there. And now, if Cemex continues to progress, the next resistance level is 3.6 to 3.7. So why am I saying this? You are a quick trader, watch out for 3.6, 3.7. If it fails to break out of 3.6, 3.7, you may now take profits on stock. So I repeat, the only reason why we're buying Cemex is just for quick trades. It's not really yet a stock that you should hold on to for the long term. Fundamentals are not so good. It's not a good fundamentally sound stock, and the trend is also down. So you buy it because of it being oversold levels and it's bouncing. So buy at 3.15. Target price is 3.6 or 3.7. Fails to break out of 3.6, 3.7. Take profits. If it breaks out of 3.7, it could possibly go up to 4.2 pesos per share. So I don't know if you've noticed, no, the way I do it is it's less emotional, because you don't, if you follow your emotions, that's when you will lose in the stock market, and that's when you lose money. That's when you will rely on greed and fear, and the best way to earn is not to follow that, but to follow what the charts are dictating. And if you look at it, it allows me not to, even if I've been traveling a lot, I don't have to look at the news, I don't have to speculate, because everything I know is found in the charts, everything I know is found in the technicals, that I get to trade based on my own terms, I get to trade based on my own timeline, that it's not based on tips, it's not based on what other people would tell me, but it's based on how I analyze the stock and what the chart is telling me as well. Alright, so we have the PSEI, Eagles, SM Prime, MPI, Mega World, CHP, and then let's go to DNL. Wow, the video is now 21 minutes, so this will be a long video. If you guys are still here and joining us in the video, thank you so much for hanging on to this. Yeah, so DNL, similar to majority of the stocks that we've been talking about today, stocks have bounced from support level. The support level of DNL is at 10. So for those who followed, for those who attended our Stock Smart sessions and know how to identify the support, and know how to identify oversold levels, and know how to identify change in directions, congratulations, you should do well in scenarios like this. You have to remember, if you follow your technicals very well, it will give you amazing buy signals. So for those who bought at 10, congratulations. Your target price now is pegged at 11.2 pesos per share. So for quick traders, here's what you need to remember. Those who bought at 10, target price is 11.2 pesos per share. If it stays above, if it fails to break out of 11.2, please take profits. I repeat, if it fails to break out of 11.2, please take profits already. This is around a let me see, this is a 11% trade as of this point in time. So buy at 10, sell at 11.2. So here's the thing, if it breaks out of 11.2, there's a short-term target price at 11.4, so it's not that much. But if it stays above 11.2, hold your positions, because the stock will turn bullish and the next target price will be at around 12.1 pesos per share. So bounce from 10, target price 11.2, stays above 11.2, next target price is 12.1 pesos per share for the stock. If it stays above 11.2, then the stock's reverse and becomes bullish once again. Alright, so that's it for DNL. 3 more stocks. These two stocks, for the last 3 stocks that I'll mention, these are the ones that have done bad naman. They've dropped, they're bearish, they're in a downtrend, but as of this point in time, no reversal signals yet and no bounce yet, even if they're oversold. So this is DMCI. If you see it also, it's in a very long downtrend. You see all of the moving averages denoting it's bearish, and all of the indicators, also price and momentum indicators, are denoting that it's bearish. So why am I saying this? DMCI, position and quick trading, no buy signal yet. If it does not hold 11.6, I believe it can go down to 11.2 pesos per share. So a couple of things to analyze for DMCI. 11.6, bounce from 11.6, it can go to 12. Fails to hold 11.6, it can go to 11.2. Please note this. Fails to hold 11.6, retrade, it can retrace to 11.2, 11.1. Bounce from 11.456, it can possibly go to around 11.9 or 12 pesos per share as of this point in time. But for position traders, the stock is bearish. It could possibly still go down, no buy signal yet as of this point in time. So last 2 stocks, in a similar fashion as DMCI, ICT is also bearish. Short, mid-term, and long-term indicators are showing it's bearish, no buy signal for it. Short, mid-term, and long-term chart overlays are also showing it's bearish. Look at this, pretty much bearish as of this point in time, pretty much in the downtrend, pretty much a stock that you should stay away from. Alright, so that's it for now. I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. I will